The Good Samaritan, a timeless lesson for a divided world. Introduction. In a world full of pressure and busyness, we sometimes forget something very basic: compassion. There's a story that was told thousands of years ago, but its lesson is still just as relevant today. It's the story of the Good Samaritan. The story: a man was traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. A priest walked by, saw him, and kept going. A Levite did the same. But then, a Samaritan came. The Samaritan saw him, and he was moved with compassion. He bandaged the man's wounds, took him to an inn, and paid for his care. The deeper meaning: why is this story so important? Because it's not just about kindness. It's a lesson about overcoming prejudice. The Samaritan was despised by the Jews, yet he was the only one who stopped to help. Jesus wanted to teach us that compassion has no boundaries. Comparing it to modern situations: bystander apathy and accidents. Think about an accident on the street. We often see people take photos or videos instead of stopping to help. Fear and indifference have turned us into the priests and Levites of the 21st century. Helping the homeless. Look at a homeless person. Many of us walk by as if they don't exist. But a small act, a meal or a kind word, can change their life. That is the action of a Samaritan. The online world. In the world of social media, we easily judge and like heartbreaking stories but rarely act. Compassion isn't just about feeling sorry, it's about taking action to help. A call to action. The lesson of the Good Samaritan isn't something grand. It's simply about stopping, seeing the pain of others, and doing something about it. Even if it's just a kind word or the smallest act of help. Ask yourself, today, can I be a Samaritan for someone? The timeless lesson from Jesus. From a single word, a comment, a glance, we easily condemn others. In a world full of shame and polarization, what can we learn from the story of a woman who made a mistake thousands of years ago, and a man who gave her a second chance? A group of Pharisees and scribes brought a woman caught in adultery before Jesus. They asked him, according to the law of Moses, this woman must be stoned. What do you say? They wanted to trap him. Jesus said nothing. He simply bent down and wrote on the ground. When they kept questioning him, he stood up and said one sentence: "Let the one among you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone at her." One by one, they bowed their heads and left. In the end, only Jesus and the woman remained. He asked, "Did no one condemn you?" She replied, "No one, sir." Jesus said, "Then neither do I condemn you. Go now and leave your life of sin." This story is not about condoning sin. It's about challenging the right to judge. Jesus didn't say the woman's actions were right. He simply exposed the hypocrisy of those who were judging her. They wanted to throw stones at someone else, while they themselves were full of their own flaws. Applying it to modern issues. Body shaming. Think about body shaming. We easily comment on other people's weight or appearance. But the question is, are we perfect? Do we know their full story? Do we have the right to throw stones at them with our cruel words? Online judgment. A post, a viral video, and thousands of people rush to judge. We know only a small part of the story, yet we think we have the full picture. We easily become anonymous stone throwers from behind a screen, forgetting that compassion and understanding are more important than judgment. Discriminating against the vulnerable. The same thing happens to the disadvantaged, those with addictions, or people on the fringes of society. We judge them for their choices, without understanding the struggles and pain they have endured. Like the Pharisees, we see only the sin, and we forget the person. A call to action. Jesus' teaching is still as powerful as ever. Let the one among you who is without sin be the first to throw a stone. Stop and look at yourself. Instead of judging, try to understand. Instead of condemning, offer compassion. Because we all have our own mistakes. Remember, you never know the full story of another person. Healing yourself. A lesson from Jesus on self-compassion. We're often taught to be loving and compassionate towards others. But what about ourselves? When we make a mistake, are we as forgiving of ourselves as we are of others? This is a lesson we can learn from how Jesus treated those rejected by society. While there are no direct stories in the Bible about self-compassion, Jesus' entire life is a lesson in acceptance. He spent time with those ostracized by society, tax collectors like Zacchaeus or the Samaritan woman at the well. Instead of condemning them, he listened and saw them as human beings, not just their sins. He didn't say their mistakes didn't matter. but he gave them a path to start over, without judgment. What's the core lesson here? It's the separation between the act and the person. Jesus condemned the sin, but he accepted the person. We should do the same with ourselves. We can regret a mistake we made, but that doesn't mean we have to live with shame and self-hatred. We can forgive our own mistakes and accept that we are imperfect human beings. Applying it to modern life. Failure at work, school. When you fail a project or an exam, do you say to yourself, "I'm so stupid"? That's when you're throwing stones at yourself. Instead, try saying, "I made a mistake, but that doesn't define me. I will learn and try harder." Regret from the past. We often carry the burdens of our past. Self-compassion is about allowing ourselves to release those burdens. Just as Jesus gave sinners a new chance, we can give ourselves a fresh start. The pressure to be perfect. In a world that promotes perfection, we always feel like we're not good enough. Self-compassion teaches us that it's okay to be imperfect. Your value isn't based on your achievements or your perfection. A call to action. So, how do we practice self-compassion? Start by talking to yourself kindly. Treat yourself the way you would treat a close friend. Instead of judging, allow yourself to heal. Because only when you are compassionate with yourself can you truly be compassionate with others. Thank you for watching this video. Share your thoughts on self-compassion in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next lessons. See you next time.